Alright. Alright. Urban Therapy with Sun752. This is your daily go-getterism number 333. 333. September 1st, 2015. Yo, first of the month. How about that? First of the month. Now look, for those of y'all who don't know about the whole first of the month versus end of the month thing, let me put y'all onto this. I think I might have put y'all onto it before, but it's important that you remember this kind of stuff. If you want to go to the market, or grocery store, whatever you call it in your region of the country, the end of the month is the time to go. Now you already missed that. It's the first of the month today, so people got their checks today, whether they got their SSI checks or whether they have their Social Security checks. I think SSI comes out on the 1st and Social Security comes out on the 3rd, something like that. But this is the day when all of the banks are filled and you know, basically it's going down like that. So as far as going to the grocery store or the supermarket, the time to go is between the 25th of the month and the 30th or the 31st of the month, because you won't have any lines to wait in or anything, because there's no food stamp money left. There's no, there's no money left, period, at the end of the month for a lot of people who receive assistance. And honestly, those are the people who frequent the markets that are, for most of the time. So when you behind somebody with like 2 or 3 carts of food today, just remember what I told you on the 1st of the month, September 1st, 2015. It is what it is, man. Ain't nothing we can do about it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep it 100. Hey, man. Hey, what you gonna do? What I really wanted to talk to y'all today was about actually a couple of things. I'm supposed to talk to y'all about the way the conscience works. But what I really want to talk to y'all about today is basically how to handle your money a little bit. Not, I'm not paid, I'm not a guru or anything like that. I'm not a banker, a financial expert or whatever, but I am a person that knows how to buy things, and I am a person that knows how to, control himself as far as money is concerned. And when it really all comes down to it, a lot of us value the almighty dollar in terms of thinking that it's going to give us some kind of happiness. I tell you what, money gives you happiness in terms of what it can buy for you, because that's what money is good for. It's good for purchasing. It's good for leaving to your loved ones, for them to be able to purchase things in the event of your passing. But that's all it really does. Many of us get down because of our financial woes, whether we don't have a job that pays us well enough for the skill set that we have, or whether we have overextended ourselves as far as our spending is concerned. Our spending is concerned, and many of us do that. First of all, I want to tell y'all that no matter how much money you make, I don't care if you make a 6-figure salary, I don't care if you make a 7-figure salary. If you're unable to control your spending, you're never going to have any money. You're never going to be able to keep any money, because that's what living beyond your means is all about. If you can't stop controlling, if you can't control wanting everything that you see, then you're never really going to have any money. I don't care how much you pull in. So you don't even need to be a drug addict or anything like that, or a gambling addict or anything like that to never have enough money. All you have to do is not be able to control your spending. So if you're the type that employs that old mantra, well, what's the use in working? What's the use in working if you don't get to spend none of your money? Really, that's a negative thinking that'll keep you in the hole for a long time. And many of us feel that way, And we normally feel that way when we have jobs that we don't really like. When we have jobs that we don't feel like fulfill our fulfill a need that we had to feel relevant, to feel fulfilled and satisfied. You know, when you're working for somebody and you don't have sufficient opportunities for advancement, you know, when you know that somebody has to get out of the way in order for you to move up the rung of the ladder, and that's the next pay grade, you know, that could put you into a little bit of a funk. Over time, it can make you feel like you're working for nothing because you're not going anywhere. And jobs nowadays, they don't really give out sufficient raises. Like back in the day, if you did a good job at a job, they would raise you a couple of dollars. You know what I mean? Really give you a sufficient raise to be able to compensate you for a job well done, and they would let you know that they really wanted to pay you well enough so that you didn't feel the need or compelled to go to another job. Nowadays, jobs don't seem to care about you too much. So what you have to do is you have to demand a decent wage in the interview process. So, you know, like if you're thinking that you'll take an entry-level position or entry-level salary and then you'll work your way up and everything will be all right in a couple of years, you're kind of fooling yourself. That's not the way corporations work nowadays. What you need to do is you need to treat the job that you get, the new job that you get, sort of like an athlete treats the new contract that he gets. He knows that those sports franchises have the power to waive him or void out the contract, cancel the contract at a couple of years into it. So to protect himself, he gets a lot of upfront money. That's sort of the same thing you have to do when it comes to your job. You have to make sure that you ask for a sufficient amount of money at the job offer. So a lot of people don't do this because they think that at the job offer, where they have already determined and interviewed other clients, other prospects for the job, and they have chosen you, we get into thinking that if we negotiate too much at the job offer, then they may take the offer off the table and hire somebody that's going to do the job cheaper. But that's not how it works. So what you have to do, and unfortunately I learned this the hard way, what you have to do is you have to ask for an exorbitant amount of money up front that you want to make, whether it's an hourly salary or whether it's a yearly salary. You start up high and then they will negotiate you down because they already know the pay scale for the job. They know the market value for the job, so they know how much you can expect to go to another place and work for and receive as far as your salary is concerned. So if you know that a job pays you $16 an hour, ask for $20 an hour. Tell them that your skill set is that which would warrant $20 an hour, and you'll prove to them that you'll be worth it if they hire you for that rate. The only thing they can say is no. So, but at least you raise the bar high enough to whereas maybe they'll say, well, we can't do $20 an hour. Maybe we can only do $17 an hour, or $18, or $19. Whatever the case may be, they'll let you know how much leeway they have as far as the budget is concerned in that department that they are hiring for. That's how it works. So you have to look out for yourself, because what's going to happen year after year is you're only going to get those little percentage raises, like 1% a year. So it might on $16 an hour, it might come out to like 65 cents raise a year. It's not even $1, and it may actually be lower than that. So, yeah, I haven't done the math, but you understand what I'm saying. You have to make sure that you do what's necessary up front to make sure that you keep your papers straight. And then you go ahead and you do the job, you work for that money. As simple as that, you know. And that's that's the best I can do for you. You know, as far as putting you on to, you know, how to keep a little bit of money in your pocket. One more thing. And I've told y'all about this in other videos too. Always put some money away. One thing that we get into is when we have a job that doesn't pay us a lot of money, we think that we don't have enough money to save. We think that the only time to save money is when you have a surplus. But that's not saving. That's just not spending enough to whereas you still have some money left over. You know what I'm saying? Put away $50 a week. No matter how much money you make. Okay, if you can't do 50, do 25. But over a 2 weeks salary, that will come out to $50 a month. I mean $50 a pay, and that'll come out to $100 a month. And you won't even miss that money. Trust me, you won't miss it. It sounds like you know, well, if I have Metro PCS or Cricket, that's my phone bill. All right. That doesn't mean you're not going to pay your phone bill. But if you have other habits that suck up that $50, like I said, you won't miss it. If you're a drinker, there's no way you're going to tell me you don't drink at least $50 a month. $50 every 2 weeks. If you go out, I don't know where y'all live at, but in my city, if you go out, you know, you have a few drinks, especially if you buy a couple of rounds for other people, it's going to run you like $100. And you might do that every week. So like I said, you're not gonna miss that $50. So don't sweat that. Don't sweat it at all. You know, go ahead and save that money, because $100 over a month. I mean, $100 a month times 12 months, and you got $1,200. You know what I mean? If you're a man that isn't able to claim his children on tax returns, that's a tax return, dog. Straight up and down, that's a tax return. You know, and you can keep doing it. Just because you have the $1,200 a year doesn't mean that you have to spend the $1,200 a year. It don't mean that. Like I said, and that's the minimum. We talking about $100 a month, $25 from each pay, 4 weeks in a month. You can do that easily. Like I said, you're not gonna miss that money. Really, what I would suggest is $50 from each pay, and then you have $200 a month. And that's $2,400 over the year. That's what I would do. Really, that's what I would do. And other emergencies that come up, or other unforeseen obligations may come up, but don't worry about that. I think that's the best I got for y'all, man. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind. And anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and keep your mind on your money. No matter how much you make or how little you make, you know what I'm saying? Just keep your mind on your spending. Don't want everything you see. Just because you see a man out there, you know, okay, let me give you an example, a quick example, then we're gonna get up out of here. If you ask for a Benz, if you ask for a Cadillac and you get a Cadillac, you ask for a Cadillac with all the trimmings and all of that, you know what I'm saying? Let's say you wanted 24-inch rims, you wanted tint windows, you wanted to make sure that you had the fog lights, the system in it, everything like that. You get your Cadillac. And then when you chilling in your Cadillac, lean back and all of that, bumping your sounds and all that, and when you ride past your friend, you see he got a Benz. Now you don't like the Cadillac no more because you see a man with a Benz. Nah, you asked for the Cadillac, you got the Cadillac. Enjoy your Cadillac. Later on, if you want a Benz, you ask for a Benz the next time when you save up for that Benz. But right now, you know, you gotta ride that Cadillac or trade the Cadillac in. But don't trade it in because you saw your man with the Benz. Trade it in after you get yourself right. Because you was right when you was asking for the Cadillac. That's the best I can do for y'all. You with it? That's all I got. That's all. You know what I mean? I'm gonna holler at y'all tomorrow. Don't forget the No Father. Don't forget about that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Other videos. September 26th, 10 a.m. Rittenhouse Street, Wissahickon Avenue, Fairmount Park. Urban Therapy with Sun Spring Cleaning Event Part 6. The Summer Burn Part 3. It's going to be hot, y'all. Make sure y'all come through and enjoy it. Yo, man, we got to start getting our bodies together. We got to get this exercise right. We really in a war right now, man, and we can't win a war if we a bunch of out of shape, lazy, unmotivated soldiers. And those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about. It is a war out here. It's a war against depression. It's a war against racism. It's a war against ignorance. It's a war against deception. It's a war against lies. It's a war against all of the negative things that we allow to permeate our lives and ruin our existence. And we got to get up out of that. I'll holler at y'all tomorrow.